I cannot believe this exists. I'm so happy right now. 88 Rising, Rich Brian, Junkee. The song is so good. It's so good, I'll defend Rich Brian's hair. Or hairs. By the way, I love that in the music video, he's the one in the back while Junkee is riding in the front. That's how powerful she is. You know what, for Junkee, I'll even ride in that little sidecar thing. I don't care. And getting to hear her sing in English is just, as they say, chef's kiss. Mwah. Hopefully this opens the door for more 88 Rising K-pop collab one-offs. Obviously, there's already an existing relationship there. They always play with my emotions and tweet cryptic things about Twice, and I can definitely see someone like Chaeyoung doing a solo collab with Nicki. That's a match made in heaven, and those kinds of special collab projects might be the closest thing we see to Twice members going solo. At least for the time being. See, one of the things I love so much about Twice is their relationship, their synergy together. How they all have such different individual colors that come together so effortlessly. Let me ask you, have you ever even entertained the thought of one of them going solo? The interesting thing is that I don't think they've given it any significant thought either. They were asked about individual promotions recently, but Momo replied that since fans love them as 9 and their bond is so tight, they just like doing everything together. Sana followed up by bringing up that you'll see things like individual photo shoots and interviews that let them display their individual artistic expressions. And they already do have things like melody project songs, special little concerts, subunit performances, and I think JYP has done a great job at letting them have those individual creative outlets so that they can come together and not feel creatively stifled. Their answer to the question was just really surprising to me because you would think that idols that are in groups are dying to have solo promotions. Shows you how tight their bond really is, plus it probably helps that they're killing it as a group. They just took #1 for the second time this week. No, I didn't cry at their speeches mentioning Mina, you did. What they're accomplishing may look easy, but it's not. Think about having the #1 song for that week. Out of all the music and all the artists that are promoting, it's such a difficult thing to accomplish. It took CLC 4 years to do it. So when you see groups like Everglow that are able to accomplish it in 6 months, that's incredible. It sucks that it's surrounded by all this controversy around the numbers. It sucks for Everglow, and it sucks for Dreamcatcher as well, who I want to get a #1 trophy so bad. If you haven't heard, there's this huge uproar around SBS MTV's The Show. Again, last week, Everglow took #1, Dreamcatcher came in second, and at the time, I was super proud of both groups for charting so high. But here's the thing, every show, every network has their own way of calculating the points. Voting, YouTube, albums, song sales, etc. And fans found a discrepancy in the calculations for the show that would have actually put Dreamcatcher just slightly over Everglow, giving them the win instead. Fans are ferociously trying to get SBS's attention, trying to get an explanation because it is a big deal. It's a huge deal. If you're a bigger group and you don't get #1, it's definitely concerning, but it's not gonna kill you. For groups with a smaller fan base, less attention, and name recognizability, is that a word? Every promotion, every comeback could be the last. It sucks because Everglow are so good. They wear great pants, and I truly believe they have a bright future. So I want them to have this #1 to kick off this momentum for them. But I also don't want Dreamcatcher to go away. They bring a different color to K-pop and work so hard to do so. If you don't think it's a big deal and that, they're still celebrities, they're still performing, consider this. LaBoom. Been around for a while. Soulbin, arguably their most recognizable member, friends with Nayeon, Chang'e, G-Friend, Jin. You think she would have a certain level of success. Yet she just recently opened up about how she has had thoughts about getting a part-time job. On the show, they asked, when has she ever felt like a no-name celebrity? And she said, I feel like that now. Think about hanging out and rubbing shoulders with your colleagues, feeling like a nobody. That's why Dreamcatcher fans are fighting so hard for this. That's why hashtag justice for Dreamcatcher is important. If you still need more convincing, consider this. Idol Room is doing a rookie special with Everglow and Dreamcatcher. What's wrong with that, you say? They're not rookies. They've been Dreamcatcher since 2017, and they've technically been a group since 2014. Think about that. That's the same year that Red Velvet debuted. Think about Red Velvet being on a rookie special. No, not that rookie. Let's just hope SBS The Show explains it thoroughly, do right by both Everglow and Dreamcatcher, and let's hope their appearance on Idol Room helps give them more recognition and doesn't somehow misrepresent them like this interesting article did to BTS and K-pop. There was so much backlash against this article, there still is. I had to read it myself in order to see if it was actually misguided as people were saying. The article was from The Hollywood Reporter and written by Seth Abramovich. As I started reading, it already alarmed me when he started out by saying that his research into this was on a plane, a pile of BTS books, sampling their music videos, and seeing them on SNL. I kind of think you can learn more just from crack videos. He also admits to being a little fuzzy on some of the finer points of BTS's history. Okay, not the most prepared or knowledgeable, but then he goes on to describe the K-pop scene. An industry he just admitted to being a little fuzzy on, mind you, yet he's able to go on about the Hunger Games nature, the cattle call talent search process, talks about diets, dating rules, plastic surgery, and to top it all off, he mentions the passing of Junghyun, tying it into the dark sides of K-pop angle he's trying to portray and its stereotypes. Stereotypes that even Jackson recently had to speak out against. Look, obviously, there are a lot of problems in K-pop, the thing we all love. We talk about these things and bring them to light because we want this thing that we all cherish to be better for everyone involved. But it seems like it kind of rubs the wrong way when these things aren't being discussed by someone who hasn't even been in or around it. It's not being brought up by someone who wants to make things better, it's being brought up by someone trying to draw attention for the sale of a magazine. It's being perpetuated by someone who's been sampling it for 13 hours on a plane. It also rubbed fans the wrong way when he stated that he gifted the members some pins and souvenirs from the airport and that they seem to appreciate it, or at least are good at faking it. Faking the gratitude. Why did you add that line? What was the journalistic purpose of that line? It just turned people off even more. From the questions he asked about US politics, their decision to perform in Saudi Arabia, he's obviously trying to pull these controversial topics out of them. I mean, you can still have these intelligent conversations, yes, but I think the way he approached it may have been wrong. And not only does that turn off the people who are reading it, but it turns off the people who are answering it. There are reporters out there who I believe would have pulled out the right questions for an interesting interview, or at least know how to approach the more controversial topics in a way that doesn't seem like they're trying to pull out a headline. So, I encourage you to read the entire thing to have more context, to form your own opinions on it. If you don't want to support it by giving them clicks, a lot of people have posted the article elsewhere for that purpose. Yeah, I don't have a funny way to end this one, so... Rich Brian's hair.